Yes, hello. It's wonderful to be here today with each of you and to see this great leadership of Paulo and Tony in action. The new relationship I think that we see between the Mediterranean Model Forest and Slow Food International for us is very exciting to see emerge. And I want to start off by thanking you for bringing this series of events together and for the chance to connect with all of you. I'm here in Ottawa in Canada, but please know that I am keen to hear from each of you today, from our close colleagues, both in the international and the Mediterranean Model Forest, as well as our colleagues from Slow Foods. In this sense, you know, I think there's going to be ahead of us a rich opportunity to listen and learn from the event. From those of you from Slow Food International and the family of Slow Food, we look forward to getting to know more about your efforts to advance food security, conservation of biodiversity, as Pablo put it, the valuization of communities and networking. In the next couple of minutes, I want to give you a quick overview and a response perhaps to the question of what is a model forest and how can the model forest approach perhaps align with and be of interest to Tierra Madre and Slow Food International. So the trends and conflicts that gave birth to the model forest approach nearly 30 years ago, we feel have become increasingly relevant in 2020. The notions of inclusive and shared partnership approaches to natural resource management are critical to addressing challenges in diverse landscapes around the world. And these approaches will be even more relevant in a COVID-19 recovery. What, but perhaps more importantly, how can we learn from previous experiences and successes and failures of others that have worked on the ground in model forests? How can we learn from and perhaps accelerate efforts to increase food security and rural livelihoods while facing challenges on a landscape that are even becoming more common today? Challenges such as land degradation, wildland fires, and the likes. And I guess I could start off by saying that the International Model Forest Network is a growing global voluntary network dedicated to sharing innovative practices and advancing sustainable landscape management through concrete actions. It is an approach that is founded on principles of partnerships, sustainability, and landscapes. It also includes good governance, ideally a program of activities that reflect stakeholder needs and knowledge sharing, capacity building, and networking. A lot of common elements that we heard from Slow Food. Every day, the International Model Forest Network members and partners are implementing participatory landscape level approaches to sustainable management of natural resources. We now have a network of more than 60 model forests that are active in over 30 countries around the world. With the next couple of minutes that I have remaining, and I look forward to other speakers who will go into more detail during today's event, I thought I would just talk about what and how we can learn from those who have really been involved in model forests over the last number of years. The model forest approach offers this effective and flexible process that creates broad, inclusive partnerships and convenes stakeholders. And these are stakeholders that represent environmental, social, and economic forces at play across a landscape. This inclusive nature of model forest partnerships, coupled with what I would say would be a commitment to networking, helps the local actions integrate in some cases into shaping and supporting national, regional, and international initiatives. And these are just a couple where we have pointers in terms of model forest contributions. Networking, as we know, it's a way of speeding up and advancing and accelerating how we share and learning from each other through our successes and failures. The power of networking is, in fact, really becoming part of a constellation of actions, leading and innovating with and from other partners. Another benefit, perhaps, so we could highlight of being part of a network is having some of your local successes receive regional and global support. And for, as an example, through the International Model Forest Network website and the newly revamped Mediterranean Model Forest website, you'll find a number of resources, outreach tools, and lessons learned. One example of this could be these impact notes that the International Model Forest Network Secretariat developed. These give a snapshot of a number of local and regional stories that then can directly link you with further resources and examples of how we have learned and stories from local leaders on the ground. On your screen, you'll see one of these examples, and that's from a number of years ago, although many of the stories still remain relevant today and really highlight some of these examples that also might be of interest to today's event and the ongoing series of Tierra Madre. I'm not going to go into the details of these, and I think actually what will be useful is what the next set of panelists bring forward in terms of their sessions and their experience in the model forests of France and Provence, in Styria in Croatia, of course, Abruzzo, and in Tuscany. In closing, I just wanted to extend an invitation for you to join and learn and see more about sustainability in action. You can do so on the International Model Forest Network website. I want to thank you for your local leadership. We see this every day in action. I want to thank Tony and his team for their ongoing leadership in the regional network of the Mediterranean. And thank you all for joining us here today. I would just like to pass it back to Paula as a moderator, and I look forward to hearing and learning more during the session today. Thank you.